Sure, I'm glad to be here. I've been through hell. Hey everybody, I'm Steve. Welcome to my studio. The last video I uploaded was on December 1st, and it was a similar video to this where I was just talking, totally not guitar related, and I let y'all know of a health problem that I was having and that I'd be gone for a little while because I had to go in the hospital and have some surgery. Now, people who have followed me on Facebook, I tried to keep everybody up to date on what was going on, and my girlfriend Melody made a lot of posts as all that was going on. But it dawned on me that I've really done nothing to update you fine people here on YouTube. So I wanted to upload this little update to kind of let you know what happened. Now, a lot's happened in the last month and a half, so I'll try to keep it as brief as possible. The morning of Thanksgiving, I woke up with some chest pains, and at first they weren't going away. So I decided to go to the hospital, but halfway to the hospital, it subsided. I felt okay. So I figured it was just gas pains, and I turned around and came home. Later that day, I went and had Thanksgiving dinner with my girl, and then went, loaded in, and played a gig. And it was actually a pretty damn good gig. Well, I learned later that I was having a heart attack that whole time, because the next day I woke up again having chest pains, this time a little more severe, and they weren't letting up. So I went back to the hospital. They wheeled me back, hooked me up to machines, and said, "Oh crap, dude, you're having a heart attack." Duh. Well, they did the angioplasty or whatever it's called, where they go up through a catheter through your groin, and they cleared the blockage that was causing this initial attack. It was on the right side of my heart. But then when they were scoping the rest of my heart, they found that there's a lot of bad stuff happening on the other side, on the left side. There was a lot of blockages, and I had some hereditary heart disease going on. So they told me, "Dude, you ain't going home." And they transferred me to Grand Strand Hospital, which is an acclaimed heart surgery place. Anyhow, that was on Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. They kept me over the weekend, and then on Monday, they performed a quadruple bypass. Now, anytime you do open heart surgery, it's a major surgery, but it's also semi-routine because, I mean, they do them all the time. You know, I had no fear. I was not worried about that I would get out okay, and I didn't think anything about complications. Well, as it turns out, one of the things that happens to pretty much everybody who has open heart surgery is you cough a lot afterwards, and the coughing is excruciating. I mean, they cut right through your sternum, through all the muscle, and then, you know, and go into your heart. My coughing, for some reason, was especially vigorous. It was severe. Nonetheless, they sent me home the Sunday after the surgery, and I went back to my girl's house and stayed there overnight. And all the while, the coughing got worse and worse, and it was extremely severe. The following day, I was on and off the phone with the surgeon's office, trying to figure something out to help me to stop this coughing because it was getting worse. And finally, that evening, I was in the car. I coughed, just this hellacious, hard cough, and I felt kind of a snap here, and down through here, it felt like, almost like if you're tearing fabric, like burlap. And it was slow. It was like, and it hurt like you would not believe. Felt like fire came out my nipples, and it was terrible. Now, again, I figured this was all par for the course. We actually were coming here to do a few things. So we came here, chilled for a couple hours, and we're headed back to her house. And I said, you know, something ain't right here. I think we should go to the ER. I was in the worst pain I've ever been in my life. So we went to the ER. They gave me round after round after round of Dilaudid, fentanyl, morphine, and nothing was touching the pain. And finally, I guess it was the fourth round they gave me of this lovely cocktail, the pain started subsiding. Well, what had happened was that last time I coughed, I actually broke my sternum, kind of exploded it. Pieces went here and there. There were 2 steel plates that they put in. I broke through those as well. The wire they used to hold the sternum shut poked a hole in my lung. They call that a pneumothorax, and that's actually the second one of those that I had during the recovery. The pleura sac around the lungs filled up with fluid and caused my right lung to collapse. And then when I coughed really, really hard, the lungs shot through my rib cage. I was in trouble. It's a good thing we went back to the ER. And the next morning I woke up, my initial heart surgeon, Dr. Palomino, who's a phenomenal surgeon, and she's very, very much renowned. She was there, and they did some some chest tubes into me, did the initial process to fix these problems, and set up surgery for the next day to repair everything else. Well, after they inserted the chest tubes, I started to blow up like a pufferfish. Oxygen or air was getting in, and I was starting to look like Jabba the Hutt. And it was pretty grotesque. So once this happened, they had to put me right into surgery, like immediately, and they fixed all that. Now, after this, they put me on some pretty strong cough suppressants, and the rest of my time in the hospital went pretty much uneventful. They did have to rebuild my sternum with a plastic surgeon and do a couple of additional chest tubes to handle draining all the fluid. And I was released on December 17th to come home. So all told, I was in the intensive care or the PCU, the step-down unit, for a total of 20 days. Now, since I've been home, I've just been kind of chilling, relaxing. I walk a good bit every day just to kind of try to build things up. I've come a long way. I don't have as much intense pain as I did a while ago, but it's a slow process and it's going to take a while for me to heal. Now, one part of the recovery that absolutely sucks is I'm not supposed to lift anything more than 5 pounds. Now, any decent guitar is going to weigh more than 5 pounds. So I haven't had my fingers on the strings of a guitar since Thanksgiving. I do have a follow-up appointment with the surgical team this Thursday, and I'm hoping they'll give me the okay to start playing again because it's driving me nuts not being able to play guitar. But for the most part, I'm doing pretty good. I feel pretty good. I don't have a whole lot of pain. I have to sleep sitting up. That sucks. But hopefully that will stop before too much longer as well. So anyhow, that's what I've been up to the last month and a half. It's been a heck of a ride. Coming out the end of it, I've got energy. I feel good. And presuming that the doctors give me the go-ahead to start lifting more than 5 pounds, hopefully I'll be able to start making guitar videos again very soon. I miss putting videos up for you guys. And like I say, hopefully soon. Anyhow, this has been kind of rambling, kind of freeform. I appreciate those of y'all who have watched through this. And stick with me. There'll be new stuff coming up very soon. Thanks. We'll see you next time.